More on Bivol. I mean, the July 26th deadline is coming up for the Callum Smith fight. There was a report that obviously Bivol is being offered a lot of money and not taking the Beterbiev fight.
Yeah, that's all. None of that is true. You know, firstly, I heard reports that Dmitry Bivol had been offered 40 million to fight Beterbiev. If those people are watching right now, call me and make that offer, and he will accept it immediately. Right? Okay.
Eddie, quickly, Andy Cruz. Sorry, Andy Cruz.
Just quickly on that. So what Vadim and Dmitry Bivol have told me is, please begin negotiations with whether it's Umar KREMLEV, whether it's RCC. We're ready to make that fight. That's the fight he wants. He's due to fight Callum Smith. I think it's unlikely he'll defend against Callum Smith. I think Callum Smith will fight Joshua Buatsi for the vacant title. But Bivol is ready to make the Beterbiev free.
Wow, 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 ladies and gentlemen. So Dmitry Bivol is looking to vacate his WBO title, is looking to now go on with this trilogy fight with Arthur Beterbiev, reported by Eddie Hearn himself. Y'all just heard him, right? So I'm making this video today to talk about last week's video that I dropped, calling Dmitry Bivol a duck. I'd like to take that back just a little bit. I still think Dmitry Bivol ducked David Benavidez. But I'm going to take it back just a little bit when I called him a duck for ducking Arthur Beterbiev, ladies and gentlemen. It was reported by Ring Magazine. Then following that, Boxing Scene and then all the other huge boxing news outlets. It was reported first, though, by Ring Magazine that they did an interview with IBA president, Mr. Umar KREMLEV, who's trying to put on the trilogy fight with a bunch of other Russian investors in Russia between Arthur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. It was reported that Umar KREMLEV said he was very disappointed on Dmitry Bivol's side due to the fact that Dmitry Bivol and his team are turning down offers. Having the biggest offer in his career, a $40 million offer on the table, reported by Mr. Umar KREMLEV. That's what he said. He said that they've tried to make this and agree to this multiple times. But Dmitry Bivol and his team are looking to go elsewhere. Arthur Beterbiev said he'll take this fight practically for free, just trying to get his shot once again. Umar KREMLEV was vocal about this. And also, Arthur Beterbiev somewhat called Dmitry Bivol a duck. So I came on my platform, and based off of what the IBA president, Mr. Umar KREMLEV, was trying to put this fight together, and what Arthur Beterbiev said, I said, Dmitry Bivol is a duck. It was David Benavidez, right after the Zudo Ramirez fight, that was trying to fight Dmitry Bivol. It was known. This was a known thing, ladies and gentlemen. Dmitry Bivol vacates his WBC title. David Benavidez becomes a WBC light heavyweight champion. Why? Because Dmitry Bivol says he's going to undergo back surgery, right? He comes back. And who does he face? An IBF obligated fight with Michael Eifert. Okay. The WBO then orders their fight with Callum Smith. David Benavidez' team came out with a statement that said that they were looking to have that fight with Dmitry Bivol, but Dmitry Bivol's team, they heard, are instead putting their time and focus in setting up the trilogy fight with Arthur Beterbiev. It was reported. So that's when David Benavidez' team filed a petition to have him ordered to face the WBC Cruiserweight Champion in Noel Mikhailian. Ladies and gentlemen, now that is something else, and a video that I had discussed a while, that's its own thing. Because Noel Mikhailian, 30 minutes prior to that fight being ordered, when it got announced, we had heard the announcements that Jaya Pataya and Noel Mikhailian were getting ready and finalizing a deal. Now, Team Benavidez says that they had spoke to the WBC president and Mauricio Sullivan days prior to that. Okay? And that the Mauricio Sullivan overlooked this and his board members. They accepted and announced it then when they heard that Noam Mikhailian was finalizing a deal with Jaya Pataya. So you can take that however you want. You can say maybe they're telling the truth or maybe they're capping. But it was reported that was why David Benavidez and Dmitry Bivol is not happening and why David Benavidez is moving up. And Dmitry Bivol was supposed to be fighting Arthur Beterbiev. But then, like I said last week, IBA president Mr. Umar KREMLEV says something else. That he's not going to be taking part in this trilogy. That Arthur Beterbiev is trying his hardest. That we've been speaking with Arthur Beterbiev and he's ready. He's accepted his offers. But it's Dmitry Bivol and their team that seem like they don't want to have the fight. Wow. Eddie Hearn came out in an interview. What was it? 2 days ago. I didn't get to react to this yesterday. Busy with the family. 2 days ago, he comes out and says Dmitry Bivol is going to be vacating his WBO title. He's not moving forward with this Colin Smith WBO ordered fight. Okay? And he is moving forward with Arthur Beterbiev and this trilogy fight. That stuff that Umar KREMLEV was saying, that it's lies, that it's false news. That if you're watching right now, Mr. Umar KREMLEV, if you're really offering $40 million, bro, we accept. Call me right now. Eddie Hearn comes out and says that they're flat out lying. And that Bivol's vacating his title. And that we could be expecting Matchroom's Colin Smith versus Queensberry Joshua Buatsi to fight for the WBO vacant light heavyweight title. As Bivol looks to move on in this trilogy fight with Arthur Beterbiev. So, if what Eddie Hearn is saying is true, and maybe Mr. Umar KREMLEV was getting over, or we could say he was getting impatient, overly excited, decided to go to social media and make a statement because Dmitry Bivol and his team are taking long. Eddie Hearn says that if they've got a $40 million offer on the table to hit us up right now, but Mr. Umar KREMLEV says that they've been speaking to them and they've already offered them and he doesn't know why they're not taking the offer. So, that being said, who's lying here, ladies and gentlemen? Was Eddie Hearn just taking his time with Dmitry Bivol? And maybe Mr. Umar KREMLEV and them are getting impatient. That's why they decided to go make these statements. Is Umar KREMLEV kind of saucing it up a little bit? Is he just lying a little bit to get the ball rolling? Because Eddie Hearn says that they're ready and that they're vacating the title. Umar KREMLEV says, hey, I don't know what they're doing. We got offers on the table. Dmitry Bivol, their team's not accepting it. So, now that we heard both team statements, it looks like the fight is going to happen. Like Dmitry Bivol is going to face Arthur Beterbiev 3 in the trilogy fight for probably the highest pay of his career in Russia, which is fantastic news. That's what you need. I said that Dmitry Bivol is ruining the light heavyweight division. If he's ducking David Benavidez and also Arthur Beterbiev, bro, Beterbiev can't get a fight nowhere. Even David and his team don't want to fight Beterbiev. So it's like, this light heavyweight division that once had all the monsters, it's basically forced David Benavidez to leave because there's no more huge fights in this division. It was reported that Arthur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol were supposed to face. Now, we all know Arthur Beterbiev and David Benavidez was a possibility after November 22nd, but that's for a different video. We spoke about that already, ladies and gentlemen. Dmitry Bivol, I'm going to retract my statement just a little bit, all right? He's not that much as a duck. He's still a duck in my opinion, man. Hey, man. But he's not that much of a duck when it comes to everything, man. if they do go face Arthur Beterbiev for the 3 and give him his rematch rightfully. He gave you an opportunity, a second opportunity. You give him an opportunity. He won the first one. You won the second one. It's only right to give Arthur Beterbiev the third one, man. Somebody fight this man. Let me know what you guys think, though, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out.